So I don't know how well you'll all hear me, but I've been not feeling very well. And for obvious reasons. But I just figured that maybe we could go through it together if any of you guys are out there experiencing this kind of turmoil and pain in that way. Because within the website that I have the ideas of, there's a lot of this kind of thing going on in my mind. So I just wanted to make a quick example of one that I have ideas of, and this one is specifically going to be about all the 7 deadliest sins, and trying to put it into words how that they've impacted me in my life, and in ways that these past relationships have had that kind of ability or willingness or eagerness to be able to go behind your back in that kind of way to completely wreck you. And it does wreck you, because you're highly praying in spirit, in the spirit you can't deny. I don't know how else to say that, but if the Holy Ghost is with you and you have those feelings inside of your body, you're not going to be able to set those feelings down. And I'm sorry, but with what people do and things like that, it's like it's their own actions that speak to these things. It's not yours, and they want to highly anticipate that you need help, and they want to break you down, in any which way that they can, and it sucks. So I get it. So I just wanted to be here in case somebody else wanted to go through this with me, and that's what I'm doing, because I don't feel good in my whole life, because of just feeling neglected and abused emotionally, and just torn the fuck apart by numerous past girlfriends. And so that's why the other day I was on the phone with one, and I was like, I don't know, I was on her Facebook page, and I was highly seeing all of these posts, like one that really made me mad was about actions, and like that they need to be changed in order to just what the fuck, man. No, it just pissed me off, because what the fuck are you talking about? Like, your own actions or the actions of others? And I encompass it's the actions of others, when it's highly not even looking at her own actions. But I don't know, I left that house in a lot of fucking pain, and I also had to figure out, like, on the fly, how to live. And so I didn't really do the right things there. I don't know what to do in that situation, though, when it's seeming like the same fucking thing. This motherfucker wants to encompass my entire sexual life. And even though it happened prior with a roommate, I still think it happened with her too. Because it was shortly after that she needed to find space and time away from me, telling me that it had nothing to do with me. It was just, I just need time to myself for a little bit. And it's like, well, we were highly just anticipating, like, dating, going out to the movies, and going out to eat, and like going out and taking pictures. going out and making memories. But see, I encompassed that it was my own G, and I just didn't want to fucking think that way. Because again, it's like, that's gonna make me the bad guy. And I know in my heart of hearts, I'm not a bad person. So, okay. So people that are going through this are experiencing, really challenging, painful experiences. And it's understanding to want to seek clarity and understanding amidst that kind of turmoil. So in this, I just wanted to go through and explore how the 7 deadly sins may manifest in your past relationships and how they might have taken an impact on you. So first of the 7 deadliest sins is pride. And obviously there's a lot of pride coming from these people into my life in that way. Can manifest as a sense of superiority over others, which is definitely the case. In my relationships, this could be seen in your partners as inflated ego, their belief that they are entitled to control and manipulate you, and their refusal to acknowledge their own wrongdoing or seek help for their harmful behavior, but instead it's always highly, you need help, and oh my gosh, you're so off the chain, and this is all just in your mind, and oh my God, you need help, buddy. You need serious help. And yeah, that's all well and good, but even if I need mental help, it has nothing to do with the illegality here. So the second of the 7 deadliest sins is greed. That's one we all know very well. Money likes to play a good part in that. Fucking fiat currency. Only reason it was created is for slavery. So, I highly anticipate taking up all of your value and never actually paying you what you're worth. Because fucking all of these people out here are worth so much more than they're getting. And I'm not gonna side with the world on any side of that coin. I'm out here trying to highly tip the tables on that fucking motherfuckers that are trying to do these things to you and your value up in this world. So anyway, greed in the relationship is the insatiable desire for more, often at the expense of others, like parasitical. Your partner's greed may have been evident in the relentless pursuit of power and to establish control over you. Their disregard for your well-being in pursuit of their own selfless desires, and their own willingness to exploit you for their own gains. And that was definitely within my relationship because, like, oh God, the things she would say and just like to fucking ruin me. Like, I just thought to myself, and I kept it to myself, like, you're fucking really that far gone, aren't you? Like, you legit think that you're gonna get away with, like, murdering me and, like, putting me under, pushing me to the brink, so much so that you think you're gonna get me to take my own life. Okay. And even knowing these things, coming into it, I'm sorry, but these things still fucking ruin you. No, can they not? How can they not? Third is lust. Lust is the intense desire for physical pleasure, often without regarding the well-being of others. And in my past relationships, lust has definitely been used as a tool for manipulation, both on and off. Like, it can be used as, like, a weapon is like, oh, if you're not going to do this, then I'm going to fucking go get fucked by somebody. Oh, what the fuck? Wow, okay. Like, it's sharing that kind of egocentricity with, I mean, just fuck you, G. Stuff's so hard to fucking think about. But is your partner using sex as a means to assert dominance over you and control over you, leaving you feeling objectified and dehumanized? And it does. It's like, I'm sorry, but like, I went into the relationship saying, like, even if you had it, like, if we're gonna break up, okay, if we're gonna break up, are you gonna heal and then get into another relationship, or are you the type that is even available to be able to hurt me in that kind of way where you don't need to heal at all, you don't need to feel like you need to even heal? Like, no matter what happens, like, even if you cheat or not, do you feel like you need to heal? You know, and it was yeah, I would want to heal from a relationship. I've been single for 10 years. I've been alone for 10 years, she said. I'm calling bullshit on that one. Though her fucking ex is moving in her life too. But either way, she uses this as a dominance, a control aspect. And she's all like, you know, the type of like pussy is power type fucking pussy pride, pussy power type of fucking female. And I'm sorry, but that coochie's disgusting if you're out of your heart in that fashion. So, dehumanization. Oh, good Lord. Do I even have to touch on that? I have been utterly destroyed. Internally, externally. Like, I've been in many situations where I'm highly being hit on, and someone takes... Whatever, fuck off! Whatever. Thanks to my G, I can't do anything about it. Because I'm dead. I'm worthless. I'm dehumanized. I am everything he wanted to make me. And I have no control over those facts because, yeah, sure, I'd like to break on past that, and I try, but I deserved at least the bare minimum of decency in my relationships here. And there's other things that I want to add in because I've been thinking about it, but it's like, I don't know, like my story, I don't know how many pages it was, but I felt like my computer was hacked, and I don't know how, I don't know why, or, you know, like, I don't know, you just, it glitches weird, or some, and stuff happens, and then, well, and it was hacked, because, like, all of the data of, like, all the pictures that I got of parasites and stuff like that were, like, pixelated. Like, they're just these squares inside, you, like, blew up the picture to try and see it. It's all blurred. All blurred. So anything I had of proof then is just destroyed. And then I had a story that was highly, like, my journal of, like, all of the experiences of, like, I don't know, I wanted to talk about my pain because it was, like, pertinent to me that motherfuckers somewhere out there need to pay for their crimes against me. You see what I'm saying? And, like, I don't know, I was on a path of discovery in that kind of fashion because I knew that with whatever is happening to me, and my data is legitimately siphoning me. It's to steal my life away from me. Just like the availability of my own heart, its value that I want to take in my own relationships. It's to literally like stop me in the tracks of being able to, I don't know, have anything of normalcy in my life. And it's highly made my life completely not normal. And so I'm highly after, I wish that the past 15 years of my life, or longer, could have been all recorded. Like, from multiple different angles, shit. Like, you're not going to catch the truth from, like, behind me and if it's in front of me, and you're not going to catch the truth in front of me if the truth is behind me. You know, just whatever, man. Anyway, and then there's envy. And yeah, it's not jealousy, by the way. He's not jealous of me. He's envious of me. It's envy. Because envious is the resentment of others' success or possessions. Or others is like I think he's envious of me for me trying to be willingness to go to this length, and I wasn't. I personally was not willing to go to this length of coming online in this fashion, putting my pain out for the whole world to see, because, and my reasons are clear, is I need not only these movements started, but I need people to be on, I don't know, at least see my side of things. And it's like, with this, I don't know, with this kind of like bullshit, it's I don't know, numerous times I'm like asking my G about like future endeavors, like with our pictures even. And like one day it really hurt me that like he had copyright pictures that I had personally taken just because they were on his camera. And I was like, wow, G. Like, I get that you paid for the camera, but that was my eye. Anyway, I don't know. I highly anticipated moving in directions of like, we had like a formidable plan with photography to like do things, even if it was just making chump change on the side, and it was like, you know, $32 or $62 extra a month. It was still that amount, and that we could grow from there, hopefully. So I don't know. I've highly had many endeavors that I've mentioned with him, and not only like business adventures, but just regular fucking, like, I don't know, just regular friendship shit. And like, you couldn't do those things. So like, even like last, I think it was Easter, I don't remember what holiday it was, but I was highly like, you don't have anything going on, you should just come with me. My family would love to have you, you know. And he couldn't come. Like, it was kind of like, yeah, I'd love to, but I don't want to intrude. And I get that too, but you know, I don't think that that's the only reason anymore. I think you have something wickedly to be ashamed about. And the reason I brought up that story is that once I was getting to these parts of Cheryl and I, and how bad it fucking hurt me, and I was writing that all out. I don't know what happened there, but the story in my computer completely disappeared. And that was like my whole journal. I don't know. How many pages was it? I don't know. I'm sure somebody does. Because my shit was hacked and that shit was stolen from me. And how? Oops. And how? How can it just be stolen like that? I don't know, man. It's those kind of things in my life like really kind of like spins you off in a fucked up way in your mind. And so My partner's envy has driven them to sabotage my relationships. So, yeah. He's highly anticipated sabotaging not only my relationships, but me. Undermining me, my self-esteem, undermining me in the way that is meant to erode my confidence in myself, all in efforts to keep them dependent. And I on them, and it's to prevent you from thriving independently. And that's exactly what it has done. Because, look, I highly was out there before all of this feeling joy in what I did for a living, and I highly love bringing joy to people. Even if I'm in the middle of like troubled times, I will drop an order off and whatever, and I'll say something like, I hope that you have the best day, and like it's 10x, like you really feel it. You know, I try and be over the top nice because I know that people are going through things, and you don't always know what people are going through. So I try and be that person, regardless of how I'm feeling. So anyway, 5th, 7th deadliest sin is gluttony. Gluttony is the excessive indulgence in food, drink, or other pleasures. And in my relationships, this has been evident in my partner's insatiable appetite to control and manipulate me, their relentless pursuit of power and dominance over me, and their willingness to exploit my vulnerabilities for their own gratification in that way. And like, what I think about is like whispering fucking death rattle in my ear like all night or whatever until I wake up, and it's like, even if I was getting restful sleep all night long, say I was sleeping for fucking 5 hours or 4 hours or whatever, and then all of a sudden you have your lady that you love whispering in your ear, I want you dead. People want you to die. People want you to kill yourself. I think you should kill yourself. I know, things like that. And then you're waking up going, you're so fucking hurt. You are so fucking hurt. You are so fucking in so much pain. So yeah. All for your own menial pursuits. Remove me. Well, I was waking up in a dead body. A dead mind. And so much stress running through my body that I was dead inside. I just thought to myself, how could you do this to me? Ah! I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get through this. Yeah, let's just make an SMR video. That's what she should do. She should make an SMR video on the things that she would be whispering in my ear. Like, you know, those books on, like, I don't know, learn any skill. Yeah, learn the skill of, like, pushing someone to the brink of suicide. Or I was just thinking SMR video on, like, getting someone to commit suicide. I mean, it's pretty fucking decrepit, if you ask me. Like, imagine that. Hi, I'm your boyfriend, and I'm gonna make an SMR video for you. I want you to kill yourself. People want you dead. I know you love me so much, but I actually want to fucking kill you. I don't know all the things that they would say, but I do know this. You wake up dead inside. So anyway, I want to move on to number 6, and that's wrath. Wrath is the intense anger and desire for revenge. Your partner's wrath may have been directed at you for perceived slights or offenses that you've been highly like saying, bringing up, and then leading you to verbal, emotional, or even physical abuse, which is definitely the case. My son was just in an accident, and he just reached out to me, and I was highly, fucked up. And I'm not gonna lie about that. I was highly fucked up in myself because I was like, my life's meaningless. I was already encompassing all of this kind of stuff when he reached out to me. And so when he reached out to me, it was like the only thing that I had. Thanks for reaching out to me. Because you changed my life. Regardless if you want to admit it or not, or see it for what it is. But I highly anticipated even being in your life before. And I highly got shut out in these same kind of fashions. I mean, not to this level, but she was just she didn't want me in your life. And I don't think she wanted you to know that. She didn't even want you to know that I wanted to be in your life. So, anyway, going on to the situation here at the 7 deadliest sins thing. It was definitely emotional and physical abuse in that sense because, dude, she would be doing 90 in a 30, or in residential streets that are up and down and shit, having turns and shit. I'm sorry, but if she could have, she would totally cause me to fly off into a tree, and I go flying out the windshield or something. She was highly anticipating my death with everything that she was doing, the push and pull, and the whole and that, I don't know, just acting like none of that stuff is real, and she loves you, and you're highly just feeling well, I'm in this cycle of abuse, and I'm trapped in this power play of hers where I'm my own anger is getting unchecked. Could you imagine? I mean, anybody who's anybody would have definitely had reactive abused by now. I'm sorry to say, but there was just a suicide homicide in the Twin Cities. I highly think that this kind of thing had to deal with it. But yeah, these people, they want to place that kind of aggression on you. They want to place you in that kind of way, where you're the perpetrator, you're the pervert, you're the this, you're the that, highly not even anticipating their own actions. Their unchecked anger and aggression may have left you feeling fearful, powerless, and trapped in that cycle of abuse. And that's the truth. As I did. I felt trapped in a cycle of abuse. You feel trapped in a way that you feel like you can't get out of because your worth is being diminished. And so you're trauma bonded. And I don't know how to explain that. It's your love for others and you're taking your prayers to the Lord, but you're trauma bonded because, like, you want these people to care more than they actually do, and they never will. And they can't now. They can't now because I mean, look, they're saying that you're the problem. You're the aggressor, you need help. While they're saying everything that you are, that they actually are. People usually say what's on their minds. If you think about it, it's true. But not all the time, not everything. Like when you're going through stuff like this, yeah, no, you're on talking terms, or you're on whatever, like creating something for others, hopefully to get through anything similar to what I'm going through, because I know for a fact that motherfuckers in this situation actually do, like, just fucking kill everybody. Kill themselves. Like, okay, you want me dead. I don't know, it's hard stuff to go through because people, they want to say it's all in your head, while at the same time creating it all to make sure that it's vacate and dismiss at the end, calling up the relationship as though it's you that did it. You're the culprit in the situation, when you're highly not. They are. The seventh sin is sloth. Sloth is the avoidance of responsibility and the neglect of duty. In relationships, this may be evident in your partner's unwillingness to take responsibility for their own actions, their refusal to seek help or change their behavior, and their passive-aggressive tactics to avoid confronting the consequences of their actions. Like, look, on the other day on the phone call, he was sitting there saying that, like, I'm the aggressor and that I need to go get help, and, like, I don't know how to help you anymore, and you're this and that, and, like, he's highly anticipating and calling up the friendship out of narcissistic abuse that he's being called up in to. And I'm sorry, G, but after 28 years, if you got that little of love for me, you're a fucking snake, bitch. How many times were you in my bed? How many times, like, this is my question right here. How many times then were you in my fucking house, in my fucking bed, right here, having sex with my girl, while I'm out working hard for the money to support this place and to do me? And I don't even care what you have to say about it, because when I came back here and I smelt that stench and that coffee pot was left on, I knew I wasn't supposed to get home that early. Something was happening, and y'all too need to fucking fess up to your own fucking crimes. And then the last of the 7 deadliest sins, or the last part I want to touch on, is murder. Because it murdered me up inside. And it also, like, you know, they can call up whatever claim they want. She can highly anticipate moving on the same way that Cheryl had to, and the same way that E would have had to, or whoever, the same way that anybody else would have had to move on from that kind of narcissistic abuse that they've taken into my life in that fashion. And I don't know, dude, just fuck off, G. You deserve a whole lot worse than I could ever do to you. And the moral of the story of Humpty Dumpty not being able to be put together again is the fact that Humpty Dumpty ain't worth it. Like, it's to say, G, that you aren't worth it. I should, and I could, completely take you down to the fucking ground. But you need that, A. And B, I'll say that it's just you're not worth it. I'd want to fucking wrangle you into a pulp. And then I would feel so bad that I would want to put you back together again. And I don't even think it would be to wrangle you apart again and like pulverize you again. I'd just leave you. But see, that's why you're not worth it. I was worth it. Somehow to you. I was worth it somehow to you to fuck up every last little bit of my life in that kind of way. And that's what I see, and that's what I feel, and that's why I want to take it to court. Is because I don't think I know the detriment, and I don't think I know the depth of the illegality that you've taken into my life. And I don't know if I ever will. All I know is that with where you've moved in my life in the current, it was absolutely meant to take me up out of self and to take me up out of my life. And so I'm just trying to get through it all. And within all honesty, ChatGPT and things like that have helped me out incredibly. But I'm highly like really not right, and I know that I need help, but that I need mental health help has nothing to deal with the illegality here. And bringing up the illegality here, why should I take away my time that I need to be working so that this motherfucker could actually get me removed from my house? Removed from my life in that way? I mean, ultimately that's the goal, right? Take you up out of self and take you up out of your life. I honestly didn't care if she wanted to cheat with me with anybody else. I stayed in it because I knew that it wasn't just some podunk ass motherfucker. She highly wants to anticipate that it's her ex or whatever coming involved, but that's specifically why after 2 weeks or 3 weeks into our relationship, I asked her specifically, are you going to need to heal, or are you going to be the type that can run off and be with somebody else? Just like that. And if you have it in you to do that, then you need to leave me be, is what I was saying. And she couldn't leave me be. She was highly anticipating after then to steal up every last little bit of a resource I had inside of me. So, I don't know what to say, folks. All I know is I'm trying to get through this stuff, and I hope that this helps somebody out there, because, you know, just getting through this stuff in and of itself helps me. And so, my videos here are more for me than they are for other people, but my goal with heart work is to actually do a whole lot more in this kind of fashion that is actually working hands-on with people going through a tremendous pain and being able to give them a platform to speak out and to speak their mind because people are craftily set inside of this net, the world's net, that only allows certain information into it, while kicks out all of the other information, blacklists, censors, you name it. And on all honesty, with what shit I was finding before, whole bloodlines are being wiped off the face of the map, all for greed and these powerful structures that say this is the way it is in our corporate world. And as a heartwork warrior, I'm sorry, but I want to raise up Christ in this life through the hearts of men, women, and children to fight for truth, for justice, and to fight for doing what's right in the faces of all of that people are involved in. I'm sorry, but it doesn't seem like people are doing much good going to work at McDonald's. And I'm not saying that because it doesn't help you make a paycheck. I'm saying that because it doesn't help anybody being poisoned, basically, with junk food that it's not even recognized by the courts as like food. There's like that case where someone won and a lot of money, where something had to do with the food not being ingestible. Like nothing of it was actually food, and he won. And it's like, if we were all to do that, do you know how quickly McDonald's would go bankrupt? But that's the reason why it's never going to happen, because these people have a monopoly on everything in your life, all the way down to your health, your health care, who you can go to, who you can seek out for help. I'm sorry, but I'm on the side of the Lord, and I'm on the side of holistics and Ayurvedics. I am not on the side of the medical industry of today, where everything in it of itself is to drain you up of your own resource, your own availability to yourself to do anything different. Anyway, I'm tired, and I'm just trying to get through this stuff, so I hope